Good morning, Blue Angel Jets. This is Mr. Southworth coming to you from the main hallway in front of our bulletin board. And today we're going to talk about some test-taking strategies that we have up here. Hopefully you have noticed them as you're walking by, but we're going to talk about them in a little bit more detail today because the testing is right around the corner. So y'all take a look at our test-taking strategies. The first one that we have listed is have a good night of sleep. That is the number one test-taking strategy before you even take the test, is to make sure you have a good night of sleep. You should be getting a good night of sleep every night, but especially the night before a test. Our second one that follows a good night of sleep is to eat a nutritious breakfast. That's another thing you should be doing every day, but especially on the day of the test, is have that good night of sleep and eat a nutritious breakfast so that you are ready to roll when you get to the test. The third one over here is to show what you know. You see that light bulb? That is your opportunity to shine, boys and girls. It's just showcasing what you have already prepared for. So show what you know. All right, our next one is read your directions carefully. A lot of times your answers are right there in the directions, so make sure that you read the directions carefully and you will be able to find the answer. Next, we have pace yourself. Now, boys and girls, if you get caught on a question that you don't know, don't spend too much time laboring over that question. Go ahead and skip that question. Go to questions that you do know and then come back to that question. Our next one is fill in your bubbles neatly. Boys and girls, make sure that you fill in the bubble of the correct answer that you want. We certainly don't want to circle the bubble. We don't want to put X's in the bubble that you don't want. Only circle in the bubble that you do want, because these are computer generated, scanned, and the computer could pick up your X as the correct answer. So only fill in the bubble that you want as your correct answer. And our next one is underlining key words. And that's really helpful if you underline keywords like in the directions or maybe in a reading passage, something that will draw your attention to things that are important. So underlining keywords is an important test-taking strategy. Okay, and next, our next test-taking strategy is to check your answers. And boys and girls, that means make sure that whatever you are bubbling in corresponds to the correct question, because there's nothing worse than being like one off and everything else being off. So make sure that your answer correlates with the question. And also, when you're done with the test, a lot of times you've still got several minutes left, and make sure you're using your time wisely and go back and check your work and make sure that you answered them correctly. So use your time wisely. And lastly, but probably most importantly, try your best. Boys and girls, that is probably the most important test-taking strategy, is to try your best. And finally, boys and girls, this right here says it all. It says everything you need to accomplish your goals is already in you. So remember our test-taking strategies, and good luck on the test.